In Virginia, the FBI is investigating a deadly shooting at Old Dominion University as an act of terrorism. A gunman opened fire inside a classroom yesterday, killing one person and injuring two others. Virginia Governor Abigail Spanberger identified the person killed as Lieutenant Colonel Brandon Shaw. He was an ROTC instructor. One surviving victim is in critical condition, the other treated at a local clinic. Officials say the gunman died after students stepped up to subdue him, likely preventing additional casualties. The gunman, who reportedly shot at Allahu Akbar before opening fire, was a naturalized U.S. citizen and former Army National Guard member who pleaded guilty in 2016 to attempting to support ISIS. That is according to two U.S. officials familiar with the matter speaking to MS Now. He had been sentenced to 11 years in prison and was released in 2024. The Jewish community is on alert this morning after police say a suspect rammed a car into a suburban Detroit synagogue and opened fire yesterday. The suspect was killed after exchanging gunfire with security. The attack at the Temple Israel, one of the largest Reform synagogues in the country. None of the synagogue's staff, teachers, or the 140 children at its early childhood center were injured. Police have identified the suspect as 41-year-old naturalized U.S. citizen Ayman Mohammed Ghazali, originally from Lebanon. The mayor of Dearborn Heights posted on social media the suspect recently lost several members of his family in an Israeli attack in Lebanon. MS Now has not confirmed that post independently. Law enforcement says it is investigating, but called the attack in West Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, a targeted act of violence against the Jewish community. Jewish communities across the country are now increasing security in response. Joining us now live from West Bloomfield, Michigan, MS Now reporter Ariel Reshef. Ariel, good morning. What are you hearing this morning?
Good morning to you, Willie. We're standing right here by Temple Israel, and you can vaguely see here there's still caution tape outside. It's a surreal scene outside one of the biggest synagogues in the country. I spoke to the past president of Temple Israel in the immediate aftermath of all of this, and she said something heartbreakingly profound to me. She said the difference between a massacre and a tragedy is preparation. And this synagogue, this temple, was prepared with layers and layers of security. And that is why, miraculously, as you mentioned, more than 100 children and staff managed to make it out of this building during that attack safely over here to the country club right across the street, where many of them sought refuge until they reunited with their families. Now, I spoke also to the mother of a 2-year-old who recounted the terrifying moments where she didn't know where her son was. She says that eventually she was able to race to the scene to reunite with him. His teachers had hidden him inside a nearby garage for safety. She said she still feels that sense of numbness this morning. That's a sentiment I'm hearing from so many of the parents that I have spoken to. But this was the best possible outcome of the worst day of their lives. And just to give you a sense of how important this temple is here in this community and well beyond, it is, like I said, one of the biggest in the entire country. There are some 3,000 families that belong here, and it is heavily fortified with all those layers of security. Like so many Jewish institutions across the country, as the Jewish community faces unprecedented threat levels, here was the CEO of the Jewish Federation here speaking yesterday.
I will be loud. I will be proud. I will be there. I will be at services tomorrow with Rabbi Josh, wherever they're held. We will continue to practice Judaism. I want to look everybody in the eye and say, we are proud. We are safe. We are doing everything we can to keep the Jews safe, and our community depends on it.
Now, this congregation has expressed such gratitude for the heroic actions of law enforcement, of their security detail that was here, of those teachers and staff that knew exactly what to do in this worst-case scenario. And as you heard there, most of the leaders that I've spoken to, the parents that I've spoken to, while they say they are incredibly traumatized by what happened, they say they will remain proud, they will remain visibly Jewish, and they are saying they need allies more than ever to speak out against this hate.
It is a shame they have to be so vigilant and so prepared for a moment like this, but they were, and thank goodness no one was hurt there. MS Now reporter Ariel Reshef live this morning outside Temple Israel Synagogue in West Bloomfield, Michigan. Ariel, thanks so much.